15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. Liftoff on Apollo. Now, I'm sure that most of you know the old story about the astronaut who went far out into space and was asked on his return whether he had been to heaven and seen God. And he said yes.
Greetings, ladies, gentlemen, non-binaries, and sentient artificial intelligence. Join us on this journey to find the others. Because no matter where we find ourselves in this multiverse, the act of existing is all too familiar.
Guys? Is anybody out there? Hello?
The mushroom has a tremendous problem-solving ability.
Herb is a plant. Herbs are good for everything.
As we look across this great expanse and stare at the stars, we can't help but be reminded these lights, though we're seeing them all at the same time, happen across a multi-billion-year delta. Some of those fires burned millions of years ago, some billions, but all of them happened so we could experience them in this one singular moment.
They called us scouts. They called us seekers. They called us Hoosier. But we were destined to question everything.
I don't know about you, but as for me, the question has already been answered. Should we be here? Yes.
I'm getting blown up. I'm getting blown up. How about now? Can you hear me now? Can anybody give me a check right now? No. Oh, no, ladies and germs. They almost did it. They almost did it.
Now you can?
Now we can hear. Guys, we almost did it. We almost did it, and it's a good thing that I didn't start just dog cussing my partners, because we almost just gave you the greatest radio intro of all time. Actually, we did. Guys, welcome to Hoosier Sophisticate, the Hoosier Sophisticate show.
I fixed it. I did. I'm freaking out, man. This is all happening so fast. I don't know. This is what I've always dreamed of, Craig.
You know me.
I do know you.
I've been talking about this bullshit from the very beginning.
I
Now we
do
can
know
say
you.
bullshit. We can say whatever we want. Says got big old eyes over there. Tell them about the setup here. Tell them a little bit about the setup. What we got.
I
Going
feel a little official. So let's give everybody an explanation as to why
Do
the
it.
time's a little bit different. And, I went live earlier trying to get people prepared for it. So what's happening is WGNU 920 AM, the entire Radio Central broadcasting team has been bought out by a new radio company. And so their scheduling is all flipping
fuck
over
them.
today. And
No,
they
wait,
haven't.
we're still-
Yeah, wait. We might still be. We're still in good graces there.
What
But
should
the
I do?
scheduling hasn't been figured out, and so we're like, well, do we take a week off? It seems like we got a nice little bit of momentum going on here. Let's give them just a glimpse of what we want this show to be. Just a glimpse, because we haven't even scratched the surface, folks. We really haven't even
scratched.
we haven't even tickled the cockles.
Tickled the little stink of it. We haven't even done it.
We haven't.
Because we set this up on the fly today, okay? Because we knew the baby bird is getting kicked out of the nest. This is what you've been going live every morning with your lives. I did the Steven Internet Show for a while. We've been messing with all of our equipment. Now we got Restream. We're gonna figure out how to do it to YouTube too. What do you got over there? Anything? Oh jeez.
How's that now?
Jeez, we're getting feedback.
How's
We're
that
getting
now?
feedback from
We're
up.
getting feed-
We like it. We like it. Okay, we can actually put the
about like that?
logo. We can actually put the logo on top. Seth, if you drag the logo image to the top, it'll be on top of us.
It'll just
It'll
right
just
on
stay
top.
of us.
We can do that.
We got so many
We can
fucking
do that.
options, man. It's fucking insane. There's a dude.
Are we
Is it
good?
behind it? Is
We
it behind
good? I'll sit where the fuck I want then.
On the fucking
I'll sit
fly.
wherever the
On
fuck
the
I want to
fucking
sit.
fly. Sit where you want, baby, because guess what? The Redbirds got a big W.
Buddy. Yada 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 yada.
I'm gonna be flipping. I'm gonna be
How
flipping
about
from thing to
all
thing
of
here.
the how about all of the players that we needed to be players in a do or die game come out and just drag a little bit of hog. Just drag a little bit of hog. Goldie getting things
while
started.
Carlos Martinez is in the bathroom going, just milking his little
actually
milk
like-
tit.
guys
I
check
know,
out my
but
Instagram?
No, he's fine.
He's fine.
He's fine.
Hey, you got to
That's
hit.
it. You got
to hit. You got to hit.
Today the boys didn't really hit too much. But
Hit a
we
little
came through with the
bit.
W.
Hit a little bit. Got back to backs from Goldie and Marcel. Marcel, 2 taters.
You gotta win a fucking game. You gotta win a game.
taters.
Win a game 1-0. Win a game 5-4. I don't care. Win a
Happy
fucking
flight.
game.
Happy flight.
Blues got a game starting right now. So if you, I understand if you want to switch away from this. I mean, we talk cannabis. Our groups. I'm super excited. I'm more excited than usual. Our groups cross over a little bit. We got old Ricky Starlin sharing our stuff into the Missouri Medical Cannabis Network. Is that what it's called? It's called, you know me, Missouri Medical Cannabis Group Network. That's what it's called. Ricky will help us out. Ricky Starling, he's the man. I love the guy. We talk about weed here. Maybe some of the blues stuff doesn't cross over. Some of the people know me from the Gloria videos.
No doubt.
We have Blues Heart. We have
Right.
a clip of Blues Heart for everybody.
That was
we
a
have
big
clips
hit.
of shit. We have clips of shit for you people. Okay? Where do I look? What do I do, man?
This is so great, man. This is something that it's going to open up what we can do here. And for right now, we'll do it uncensored. And you know what? Maybe the radio station calls tomorrow. And they say, boys, we got you on that weekend slot that we were telling you about, flipping you over to the old KXEN, the double 10.
And maybe I say, listen to my dick fart. Make a dick fart with your noise. See, we can do stuff like that.
Steve's been watching, what's it called?
Wet Hot American
Summer.
God damn, it's good. It's the funniest shit it's the funniest shit. You can grab this shit, man. We can do whatever we want down here. God damn it.
So we had a pretty exciting little phone call this week. It's been a whirlwind of a week. Things are picking up with not only the cannabis industry, but there's like a psychedelics industry that's popping off, and we've been talking to a lot of the scientists.
Ever since A2, Ann Arbor, ever since the Ann Arbor trip, things have been just full speed go, motherfuckers.
For sure.
They have.
Make sure to take advantage, full advantage.
I love it, dude. I can't love it anymore. It's because of you beautiful people.
No doubt.
You people keep watching this shit. I mean, this is amazing to us that we got fucking 175 viewers right now, just fucking soaking. 175 million. Is it the M million?
Yeah.
We can do whatever we want here is what we're saying. And we appreciate you guys coming along on the ride because this is where I see the future going. Nowhere else are you going to find a show that does what we're about to give you tonight with a little bit of conversation. We're going to clip to some other scenes. We're going to talk sports. We're going to talk entertainment. We're going to talk cannabis. We're going to do it all, baby. This is the variety show of variety shows, and we're fucking giving it to you. We've been taking little pieces. We've been taking little pieces here and there, learning from the radio, learning from other things, and now to morph it all together, brother. I couldn't fucking want to do it with anybody but fucking this guy right here.
Guy.
Unless I met somebody better. And
Yeah, for sure.
As soon as
I
we
mean,
meet somebody better,
the same thing
we're
goes for
close.
all you guys in the back there.
Sure.
They get it.
Guys,
Yeah, that's pretty much what we're saying. As soon as somebody with any kind of video editing acumen comes on board.
Should we say hi to everyone?
Yeah,
Missy
let's say hi to
and Ricky
everybody.
Starling and George Nolan and Tiffany Jones, Alex Bauer, Tom Rozier, fucking Michael Brooker saying we're fucking silent, we're better now. Tiffany Jones, no CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary logo. Why don't you settle down, lass?
Wait
It's
30
coming
seconds.
through.
We should
Okay.
let you know that right now, currently, we do sit in the CBD Canvas and Boutique studios.
It is we should have put their logo back here. Instead.
No, that's the Twain
fuck
package.
That shit, am I right? So yeah, no CBD Canvas and Boutique.
Boutique and dispensary.
That's awesome.
Dude,
That's a fucking
they're
name
working
right there,
on they're
baby.
working on 3
I like that
locations
shit.
right now. They've got an unbelievable location in Maplewood. The people there are just going to make you feel good. You can ask questions. They're knowledgeable. They've got a quite a wide array of products. We haven't had we can go live down there now. Go give you guys a little walkthrough with the gimbal. It's a really cool little spot, and they're opening one in Arnold. I'm pretty juiced about that. It's about not even 2 blocks from my office.
My wife has been all over my anus about wanting to talk to Tiffany. She's like, talk to Tiffany. A girl reached out to my wife that she knows and was asking questions about CBD and cancer. Can I help with the anxiety? Can I help with relief? Everyone has cancer, man. It's like running rampant. Okay, and if you don't have it, you will get it. You heard it here first. Okay, but that's the deal. And so, I'm in the belief. I'm in the belief class.
You're of the belief,
people
okay?
that cannabis oil, like get some Rick Simpson and get all that stuff. Once it's legal, you need to get some real medicine. I think CBD can be a huge, huge benefit to your life. All mammals have an endocannabinoid system. We haven't said that in a while. We don't have a bell, but its efficacy is truly unbelievable. So CBD, Canvas, Boutique, and Dispensary, I fucking love you people for jumping on board.
No doubt.
You're changing our lives. You're getting people involved in my wife's life, and my wife is a better person because of it. The ripple effect that this group has is just, it's awesome. It's fucking awesome, man.
I don't know what to do with that, Steve.
Dude, we got everything going for us. We got Truman's. These sponsors help us do all this shit, okay? So if you want to eat, go to Truman's Soulard. We got a commercial from them.
What if you need insurance?
You go to James Carlton, State Farm, okay?
Hail hit my roof.
You call James Carlton first, and then he hooks you up with Lifetime Roofing.
Roof.
Because Lifetime Roofing works with insurance agents because they're so good that they make insurance agents look like fucking butter. Okay, that's what they do. I'm not quite sure what that means, but they'll make them look like butter. What do you look? Just tell me. Just glass. Bring the glass in. Come on, guy. Jesus Christ. This is fun. Craig, we're in media, and we're gonna drop you bastards with some knowledge right now, okay? And sorry for the potty mouth, but I feel like now that I can cuss, I'm gonna go overboard with it. That's what I do. I can run everything into the ground. Oh, I've been waiting a long time for this, and
Yeah, this really takes the oomph out of Craig moments.
I know. Well, no, it really doesn't, because if you didn't see Craig's rant this morning on Carlos Martinez, it was some of the most you fucking curly-headed piece of shit.
Curly-headed fuck, I think is what it said.
You curly-headed fuck. All I could imagine was a guy with just thick curls on his head, and he's pretty proud of him. Like maybe people have given him shit.
I want to be that guy.
He
I
has
want to be
curls
that
in the
guy.
back right now. And I just imagine this guy with just the guy from Wet Hot American Summer. His is like those real tight curls. I imagine him going, right on, Craig. Carlos Martinez is a piece of shit. You always make me feel better, and I love being able to get my anger out through you, big guy. Thank you. And then at the end, he goes, you curly-headed fuck. And the curly-headed guy is like, oh, shit, what did I do, man? I didn't even... Okay, Jesus, I thought Craig had something, but he's fucking a piece of shit.
I was irrationally.
It was great. It was
attached
great.
to the
Do you think in the back of your mind now, like, I got to make a Craig moment?
No, actually, no. It usually comes now. There are many times where like I'm halfway into a Craig moment, and I'm like, oh, this might want to turn this one up a little bit, and we'll get a real good Craig moment out of it. Like it's starting to click now because I'll see the reactions coming in real time. Yeah. So
your reality is becoming something different. Isn't that weird that something that was so pure and natural at the beginning is now something you're becoming cognizant of?
For sure.
And changing a bit?
Yeah, maybe so, because I definitely
That's why
think
I love bass fishing.
It still comes you've been getting some hogs.
That was at Susan, bro. I caught a fucking
you caught
hog.
you a couple little pigs.
I'm getting good, guys.
And you're doing all this on plastic bait, right?
That's my new thing.
I mean, that's what the pros got to do.
I guess that's what I'm learning.
No
we
live
can
bait,
talk
huh?
bass fishing later. We added a bass fishing group to Hoosier Sophisticate. We need to start not bass fishing, any type of fishing, but chicken liver and nylon is what Seth's saying from back there. You actually could hook up a mic back there and turn it on.
Totally
and off.
Could. Absolutely.
We definitely could do that.
We can do that. We'll do that after the first break. Yeah.
That's a brilliant idea.
We can get Mike back in there too.
But that's one thing I liked about the fishing shows I've been watching of the pros. Reality TV is bullshit now. Reality TV is gone. Even what we do, it's hard to really be. I'm not being watched by a camera. I'm my purest self. You know, I'm not going to be the big piece of shit I am in front of you people. Come on. But the bass fishing, when 30 grand is on the line and you lose a fucking hog that's 5 foot from the boat, yeah.
Might get a little worked up. You think you had a Steve moment in there?
Dude, I had a fucking hog. I forgot the GoPro. Jenny and I are on the boat by ourselves, and I fucking lay into one, and I see this sumbitch jumps. It jumps about 15 feet out, full out of the water, and I'm like, this thing's about a 3-pounder, man. It's not as big as that one I caught, but I'm like, ooh, here we go. I'm keeping the rod tip low, and I'm pulling into the side, and I get it because I know once it comes out again, it's going to shake that bait off.
Right.
So it comes out, shakes again, right near the boat. Jen's coming in with the scoop. She's coming in with the scoop with the net. Gets out, and it's there for a second, but she was like, it was her first time ever doing it. I even said, she goes, I should have got it. I was like, no, don't put that was on me. I should have brought that.
You got to land that thing in the boat.
Land that.
Yep, that's on you.
Okay,
that's right.
I mean, even though that was like it was Max leaning into the boat,
right?
It shook it, whatever. Well, my stepdad, I'm fishing with him, and he gets about an 8-9-pound catfish, and it gets off right at the boat, and I'm like, scoop that thing out, and I'm like, you better tell Jen right now. You better tell Jen right now.
Did she learn something today? She learned something that day.
All right,
that's awesome. To go back to that, man, it never feels forced. That's something that I got to get out of me. And,
I feel like
to
right
be
at the
fair,
beginning,
like it's cathartic for me because I like to stay pretty even, Steven. You know what I mean? I like to stay pretty even keeled. But in order to do that, in order to approach things that way, at some point in the day, I'm going to have to just release that steam valve a little bit. You know what I mean? So, I think that it's all been very organic, but there are times where in the middle of it, I'm like, yep.
It's been orgasmic a few times for me.
When I get that vein pumping.
I know.
When you can see that side vein pumping there.
I know.
You know.
All right, let's throw how long have we been on here? Seth, how long have we been on?
We haven't been on but just a few minutes.
Just like 45 minutes? 45 minutes we've been on?
That's what it feels like, huh? I got a little cannabis news.
Let's get it.
Do you want to start on some cannabis news? Listen, Forbes had an article. I always like going to Forbes for my cannabis news.
It's weird. I think that's what you do now.
It's awesome, right? It's mainstream news. Well,
that's what you do.
Chris Crane, a contributor at Forbes, says legalizing cannabis is the answer to vaping concerns. Over the past few months, the media has been awash with reports of people getting sick from vaping. Nearly every day, news outlets report on otherwise healthy, usually young people who have fallen critically ill from the use of vapes that they believed to be a safer alternative to smoking. In response, politicians have been taking action to get ahead of the problem, with most relying on some form of vape ban. A handful of governors and President Trump have proposed banning all flavored vape cartridges, while Massachusetts Governor Charlie Baker declared a public health emergency and banned the sale of all vape products in the state for 4 months. While these actions may be well-meaning, as all government actions are, Steve, they are likely to only exacerbate the problem. If policymakers truly want to reduce or eliminate vaping-related illnesses, the most responsible solution would be to fully legalize marijuana nationwide and ensure robust regulation, oversight, and education for users of both cannabis and nicotine vape products. Thankfully, not all governments are responding to the hysteria with bans and prohibitions. In Pennsylvania, the Department of Public Health, which oversees that state's medical marijuana program, released a statement expressing confidence in the safety of cartridges made by its state-licensed medical cannabis producers and warning patients to not purchase from illicit vendors. Instead of ordering an outright ban, California Governor Gavin Newsom announced he would seek to expand warning labels on vaping products, start a $20 million public awareness campaign about the dangers of vaping, and increase enforcement against counterfeit products. You got the gist. Here's the thing. I saw I think it was maybe a news article, or maybe even a story that ran in Kansas City, where they tested 15 black market vape cartridges.
Where'd they get them, you think?
And all 15 tested positive for, was it hydrogen cyanide, I believe.
Yeah, what the fuck is
but
that?
all of the, I think it's something that it breaks down into
Yeah, I
whenever
know.
they
I'm just
use
saying,
the different
like, what
cutting
the fuck
agents.
is
No
that?
doubt, no doubt. But every single one that was a state-regulated product that came from a dispensary, and that kills me deep inside, being a anti-statist that I am. But every single one that has been regulated has been safe, and has not contained any of these cyanide or vitamin E oils or anything of the sort.
Legalize fucking cannabis federally already. Like, just fucking, what are you waiting for? What are you waiting for? I feel like Jennifer Love Hewitt in I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Okay.
Is she in that?
Yeah, I think so, actually.
And she's like, what are you waiting for? Remember when
Yeah, I
she's
actually
like
do
yelling
kind
in
of
the rain?
I
Is that
vaguely
real?
remember that, too.
No, I feel like that's a real
I think that's
thing.
a real thing, yeah.
You know, what are you waiting for? You mentioned it last week on our radio show, which is dog shit. A Trump card. You think there's a card there that they're going to say, well, I'm going to legalize it when I get to be president, and I'll do this order or whatever bullshit thing they have to do. I think it's all dog shit, including the thing I read today, which I have Amendment 2 tattooed on my asshole, bud. Okay? So then I see things today like the Immaculate Conception, and I'm like, reading the Immaculate Conception, A, how dumb is it that we got to put the Immaculate Conception, like this religious fable tale, we put it into our government, okay? We say, yeah, that is funny. That's a funny little play on wink, wink, nudge, nudge. And then it's like, all the plants, get all the seeds, clones, everything you can in the state lines, and then we'll start tracking them. I get it, Craig. I know that's what they have to do.
Yeah.
This is just all bullshit, and more people dying from hydrogen cyanide, whatever bullshit, is just another factor of the fucking drug war gone awry.
I get where I get really frustrated is that they feel the need to say THC vaping products are causing this lung disease or whatever. Just you could drop the
Sup,
THC
Brad?
thing. You could just say vaping products are causing this. Vape cutting agents are causing this because it has nothing to do with the cannabinoid THC whatsoever. Like putting that out there is just the most ridiculous shit to me. Now, granted, if they're saying black market cannabis cartridges that people are using those agents, but it's the agents themselves that are causing it. It is not the THC. And for them to have to feel like they got to repeatedly, that is at the front of every fucking one of these, prohibitionist articles or mass hysteria talking about vaping products. The first thing you see is THC.
I've seen about 50-50, I think. I think I've seen about 50% stories that didn't mention THC.
Or to say like marijuana vaping product or something.
All the new
it's like,
ones
get the fuck
have
on.
been marijuana. At first, I didn't see any that said
But
marijuana.
it has nothing to do with any of the properties that come from the marijuana plant, which is what makes the whole fucking thing stupid. Let's be honest. Like every time we talk about having solutions for issues, for overdoses, but God forbid we ever have an honest conversation with verbiage that actually correlates to the problem. Right now, we have a problem with the fucking cutting agents that people are making vape cartridges with. That's your problem. Okay, boom, put it in a fucking frame. That's what you got. Solve that problem. Don't talk to me about cannabis or anything else. Solve this problem right here.
Are people dying from nicotine ones?
Yeah.
Too? They got fucking. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. It's all about
this
this
shit?
black market fucking.
What is this shit, man? Like, this is fucking America. Oh, this was America? This is America. It is. How about fucking China? The whole season of South Park supposed to be about Integrity Farms.
That's
weed?
what I've heard. I haven't
I need to
watched
get
South
on that
Park
shit
since
too.
I was in high school. I don't
That's a little side note, but I mean, Craig, every time, and we've been talking about this for a long time now. I mean, we've been kicked off several radio stations because we're just fucking bringing truth heat about cannabis. And it amazes me that we're still having to we've come so far, and there's still 17 states, I believe, maybe a few less, that don't even recognize cannabis as a medicine, where people can't even get it at all. I mean, we can't even get it here yet. It's a fucking travesty. And to be okay with it, I am okay with it, but I can also be fucking pissed off that it seems like such a bullshit farce from it, that people are now dying from bullshit vapes because of this bullshit.
Well, the black market creates problems that didn't previously exist, right? Like, and it's one of those things where this is a time that we can be happy for regulation, right? When you're talking about people making chemicals, arguing to regulate said chemicals, it's the same argument I would make for having supervised LSD, psilocybin, and MDMA treatments. We want to know that the medicine that these people are using in these ceremonies in these sessions is good top shelf medicine. So I mean, it's one of those things, fire medicine, if you will. But it's one of those things that we can actually cheer on regulation.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, if they would just open the market up, the prices on the good product it wouldn't behoove you to go to the black market to buy that shit.
It would not behoove you.
You know what I mean?
At all.
You could just at all. So you could just go and you could buy medicine that seed to sale.
Yeah.
That's the push for the federal government to let's go. Let's go. Now the Immaculate Conception thing, I think it has to exist until
I know, isn't it so dumb?
Until the federal government gets on board. It's kind of the state's way of saying, yeah, we recognize that you don't think it's legal, but we think it's legal.
We made our own
rules. As long as it gets its way into our state, we're going to go ahead and regulate it.
We made a law that made it illegal, and now we got to make it a law it's legal for a minute, and then we say, I don't know where it came from. I don't know where it came from.
The more I think about it, the more I just realize, what the fuck? I can't fucking handle it, dude. Let's throw to like a real quick commercial and we'll come right back.
If that's what you want to do.
Hit him with one of the commercials, Seth. Just any of them. Just pick one. James Carlton, Lifetime, any of them.
Come to Privilege, I got good price.
8 inches and 2 hours for game time.
This is one of the best Cubans. I try a Cuban everywhere I go. And this is one of the best damn Cubans I've ever had. And we've got a little white cheddar mac here with a little cracker mac. Life-changing, incendiary.
Everywhere I go, I try the Cuban. This time I didn't. I got the grilled cheese bacon burger.
Look at that thing.
With put some pepper jack on there, some jalapenos, and we got some crinkle fries. And all I can say is, oh baby, grow baby.
As you can see, this was once a delicious plate of coconut scrimps, and I devoured it. And if I had to say, if I had to give a review real quick, I'd say it's an orgasmic feast of the senses.
And I love meat.
See ya at Truman's, guys.
That's the type of shit we do. That's the type of shit we do now. God, everybody in the back is just like, we're high-fiving each other and shit. Ow.
Yeah, that's a hard wall behind
I
you.
don't think I don't drywall anymore.
Listen, one of the things, you got a nice little Battlehawks shirt. Nice little shirt from our sponsors at Truman's whenever we shot that thing. You know what I mean? And so I feel like, we've already celebrated the Cardinals. Go Birds, by the way.
And we
While we're on the topic of birds and sports and armored birds and just sweaty men.
Greased up,
Steeds.
hardened.
Yes.
Battle-hardened, leathery skin.
Yes. I watched
older-
Troy last night.
Oh, Achilles. I named my old dog Achilles because
I've always been an Ajax guy.
My next dog will be named Ajax. Achilles' cousin who has a big fucking hammer.
Hammer? Yeah, you
Fuck
get it. You get it. You
Shit.
get it. So let's talk a little Battlehawks. Caw-caw!
Did you put the Battlehawks background behind us? Okay, cool.
Baby,
Oh,
the
you are?
Roughnecks can suck it. Let me hear your Battlehawk cry. Talons.
Okay, listen.
You got that
Big-
background up?
Big
Huh?
news. Big
God, you're
news.
so good.
Big
God, you're
news.
so good.
He's so excited. He's so excited. Big news today in XFL land. Big news. Now, some people are talking about Sunday's NFL games. Who cares?
The Green Bay Packers.
Yeah, the real football news that happened.
Bears.
The XFL put out a little player draft list today.
Yeah, they did. And they got like a.
Oh,
It's a video
baby.
game.
Oh, baby.
The
This
first
is
10
gonna be-
rounds are quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs.
I love this.
The second round is going to be offensive linemen, 10 rounds of that. Then the third one is going to be defensive.
Probably.
Defensive line, and then defensive backs, and then there's a miscellaneous one. So D-line, and then defensive backs, and then a round of miscellaneous players. 10 rounds of each. So about 50 guys on a football team.
Sounds about right, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Typically, yeah.
I mean, it's 11 on
Around
offense
60 or so, yeah.
and defense, and then you got special teams and other stuff.
You're doing great. No,
I
you
know,
keep it up.
I
yeah.
know football.
Yeah, you're doing great.
And so, I mean, what is an NFL roster's 47? Is that right? Why does that number stand out to me?
I don't know why it does.
Mike, look that up. An NFL roster. But we're gonna have an ability to get 50 guys.
53.
Where the fuck?
53.
53 on an NFL roster. Okay, 53. Thank you. Thanks, Mike, for being fucking slower than dog shit.
I got that in on the earpiece.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
All right, so
I got that in on the earpiece.
Mike calls. Yeah, Mike. 53. All right,
71.
guys,
Each team picks 71 players in the XFL, and that's because there's going to be like enforcers, and there's
I hope
you can like imagine this. This is a dream scenario. Okay,
Yes, let's hear it.
You've got like one special, a half, kind of like the challenge, right? Okay. But what it is they've got like a cable system that runs from the top of the stadium down to the corner, zigzagging, right? Okay. So if somebody breaks away, you can shoot someone down on a zip line, 12th player, boom, hit him with it, flies in out of nowhere like a battle hawk that he is, caw-caw! Wham! Takes the dude down on the 15. You picking up, you get goosebumps, you picking up when I'm throwing down, you sponging what I'm spilling.
Damn.
Yes,
son.
maybe add a drone aspect to it, where like one team's got like they got like battle drones,
You're
like
gonna
Quidditch,
need-
like the guys.
You're gonna
the
need a
seekers.
battle drone, because if you just have a wire, how are you? Maybe you have so there's a guy in the end zone. He's at the end of it, so he has
Yes.
to direct
Oh,
the guy.
oh, he's got the
Yeah,
he's holding
got-
the weight of the. And he's got to stay taut too.
That way, when a guy's running down the sideline, when your guy's swooping in, if
Yes.
he's just on a fixed
you
line,
can
you
just sweep
say-
him.
Yeah,
yeah, you sweep that guy, and you got to time that.
It's
You
got to
gotta
be a
time
whole
that.
nother art of the game.
It's a whole new
nother
position.
Yes,
you can
it
start training your kids now,
Yes.
or you take the guy off the zip line. Okay, and each team has a drone pilot. That's what we're doing. We're raising. That's what,
What
we
are
do
we
with
doing
Call of
here?
Duty
What
anyway.
are we
What are we?
doing
We're going
here?
backwards with zip lines.
Come on.
Okay, listen.
What is
We
Tarzan
got
swing?
8-year-olds calling in drones. You know,
Okay.
we promise that it has
Drone
nothing-
strikes.
Yeah, drone strikes. You get it. But these have like nets. Or like even little like bolos.
Yeah.
Okay, little bolos
Yeah.
wrap up the ankles.
Okay.
You picking up what I'm doing
I
now?
love it, dude. I
Okay,
love
and
it
then
so
and
much.
or
Okay,
we just
I'm
throw out a
listening.
little Quidditch, like a little seeker thing, right? And you just got 2 drones. Whichever one can catch it first, automatic touchdown.
Ours is a
Extra
battle hawk.
points.
The
This is the kind of entertainment the XFL is bringing.
There's
you.
a robot Viper and a robot Battle Hawk, and those drones have to fight each other.
Oh, now we're talking about
Battle
bots.
No, an element of battle bots going on.
Yes, halftime.
And a few
It's
battle
for extra
bots out
points.
there. I want to see people die.
Mutant
On
League
the
football.
field, like-
Mutant League football.
And
Like
not only on the field. I want to see
is that the last Boy Scout?
for sure.
Yeah,
I want to see players be maimed. I want to see limbs lost.
Like if they
I wanna
actually
see
let
players
loose
die. I want to
if
see
they actually let loose Vipers and
Yes.
Hawks.
I want to see not only players die. I want to see them go home and kill their families.
No, that happens in the
I'm
NFL
sorry,
after
I
they get
know, I know.
CTE.
That's why this
No.
is going to be good,
Yeah.
because they're going to show that.
Because they're taking the helmets off of them.
Yes, exactly. Oh Jesus, that might be good.
I've
Maybe
been
get a little,
lobbying
little
for this
less.
forever.
Maybe you'll
you want to
protect
take
your
head
head a little bit
injuries
more.
out of the game, you take the helmet off the player.
Yes, I can't wait to see all the beatings. I can't wait to the extracurriculars.
XFL,
are
XFL
gonna be
guys,
the
is
best.
it's the perfect sport for St. Louis to rally around.
It is.
Nothing brings this community together. Nothing brings this community together like sports, and nothing separates this community quite like violence.
Exactly.
So if we can find a way to take that violent element and make it something that we can all bond on, where we just start wrecking other cities shit, but we're like inside here, we're cool.
Yeah.
But we're gonna go fuck up every other
Tampa
person.
Bay must die.
Yeah, the Vipers are going down.
I don't even know where that came from. Rough Riders. I fucking hate the Rough Riders. Is who I hate.
Roughnecks. Yeah, I got you.
Exactly.
But yeah, Teddy Roosevelt was a piece of work too.
I love Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah, whatever.
He's a good piece of shit.
He was real good in Night at the Museum 3.
That was Robin Williams. Rest in peace.
May he rest in peace.
May he.
So that's your Battlehawk talk.
Yeah,
A lot of really good
Cardinals and Blues and you. Battlehawk shit.
We haven't filmed any soccer promos.
No, but
yet.
I got all the shit for it.
I know.
I got all the shit for it.
Just letting everybody know. Just flex on them a little bit. I might not have a video for soccer today, but I'll have a video for soccer
I mean,
tomorrow.
look at us. If you turn this thing upside down too, it says 666 Satan follows Satan. Bold move by the XFL.
Real tough move on the XFL.
If you haven't watched Righteous Gemstones, when the Satan worshiper guy comes out in that, you haven't seen
I
that.
haven't seen the new. I haven't seen the last.
He comes
2
out in a
episodes.
shirt with just his tip and balls hanging out. Dude. It's so good. It's so
Righteous
good.
Gemstones is pretty great.
It's so funny. Seth can laugh so much more now because he's not constantly like, Mark.
Go ahead and dump that.
We got Mark in a gimp mask in the unfinished part of my basement, just bumping a button with his nose back there. Yes. Oh, Jesus
What's the deal?
Christ.
What's the deal? I'm gonna remind the new
What's
management
up, Charlie
of the radio
Pons?
station that we paid for that time, and we don't appreciate being throttled for it. Listen, what else is some big news here, you guys?
All right, let's go to another clip. Yeah, let's hear from
Let's hear
Lifetime.
from our sponsors.
Let's
Lifetime.
do it right now. I'm going to set up another mic. a GoPro behind there. I help run social media for Lifetime. That's why that's dog shit. Okay. But if you want some gutters, if you want some roofing shit done, there your people.
They actually, when they paid us, they actually said if you could let everybody know that if you need some roofing shit done, we're your guys.
They'll do you shit.
They'll do you shit.
We got a Roof Boys commercial too that we didn't load up. But this show's only gonna get better. Okay. We're trying new things out. How do you like it? Give us some feedback. I mean, everyone here is like, hey, what's up? We love you guys. Kakal, Tiff, hey, people are talking to each other. Robert Nailsnick has joined. Kirkwood guy now living in Maine. We got a Maine Nailsnick.
Nailsnick.
I will never trust anyone with a name like Nail Slick.
Well, great. We get somebody from the outside and you chase them right
Maine.
off, Steve. Way to go.
Maine. Get Maine out of here. This is Missouri. We don't take.
I got a buddy that's been begging us to come up to Maine, do a little couple some reviews. Be a good time right now.
Maine's beautiful. That's where Wet Hot American Summer takes place.
That's how you know. Is that your knowledge of Maine?
And I know of Augusta.
Yeah.
And it's also in Georgia.
It's yes.
But people get it mixed up. I think
sometimes. For the first 12, maybe 13 years of my life, I thought that the Masters was in Augusta, Maine.
Austin, Massachusetts. Boston.
Massachusetts.
Austin, Massachusetts. Road trip. Yeah, that's a good one.
Relevant to the times.
All right, what else we got?
We got all kinds of stuff.
An actual show.
No, actually, Seth did, and then we got all
Seth,
excited.
Where's the show notes, man? I did everything. I moved furniture today, guys. I want to talk about a little something that's been on my mind. Okay, and it's about the phone time, and I with my children. They're driving me fucking nuts lately. I got to be honest with you. Like, I have a real good relationship. They're great. Like, they're usually really well behaved. My 9-year-old's been talking smack ass to my wife.
Smack ass?
He's just been talking.
Have you considered now?
Jack smack talk.
Let's see. I'm sure the same rules.
This.
I'm sure the same rules apply to.
He just does this.
I think the same rules apply to maybe internet broadcasts as they do. But have you ever tried fucking choke slamming him?
Yeah. No, I never have. I can't do it. One day he's gonna get it. Like, he's gonna listen. He's gonna flex on me one day, and I can't fucking wait for that day.
Oh, dude,
I can't wait, because I just saw a video of a guy headbutting another guy on the subway. So Oliver,
is that where you're bringing
watching,
it? Yeah.
If you're gonna watch any videos,
but if
maybe
by the time he's old enough to watch, by the time he's old enough to watch our show,
yeah,
he will have already crossed.
He's our number one fan.
He will have already crossed that picket line.
He was on the page. He actually got kicked off. His name was Bob Vagine. That was Ollie. That was my 9-year-old. His alter ego. But I don't know. I tried talking to him. Right now, he's in the phase where my 4-year-old's just a fucking nut. But he's learning the shit from the 9-year-old, and he's a great kid. Don't get me wrong.
You have tremendous. Kids.
But he's just the Jack Smack talk, man. I'm like, what is that? And shoes, can't put the shoes away. Doesn't know. There's just a few things that it just is not processing in his brain, and I wonder how much. I never gave any credence to the fucking electronics, but now after Fortnite, he's fucking emotional,
dude. When the kids, we notice there is a definitely a thing that clicks. If the kids have been gaming for hours,
yeah,
they play a little bit, no big deal. But if they have a day in it, or they have a friend over, spend the night,
yeah,
they are assholes after they've been playing for hours. Asshole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And
so I'm like, I'll fucking, I don't care how much that thing costs. I will throw it in traffic. I don't care.
I had a very succinct talk with him, and actually Diane Elking today put it very, very succinctly on our page, that she said choices and consequences. So
that's all. Life is a series of choices and consequences.
And I tell him that all the time, but I just said it straight up, like, you have choices and you will have consequences. I am shooting this show at the CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary Studios, okay, in Maplewood, but we're here in Afton. And I said, sons, you have choices and you have consequences, okay? Don't make me ruin you, okay? Like,
you got to strike fear, bub.
I don't know. I draw a balance on the fear thing too, because you know me. I'm like, hey, we'll play and we'll do great things, but I just want them to respect me, fucking respect me.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Be grateful. Respect me and be grateful.
Understand that you would not approach an adult who you think is capable of reasoning and has seen turmoil and has conflict resolution. These are still children.
Yeah.
That maybe haven't had that experience, and so you actually have to create the negative response for them to realize, oh, that's not how you act. It's tough, dude. It's tough.
They need some. They got it so good, and they don't even realize how
wall
good
sits,
they got
baby.
it. They got it so wall sits.
Yeah, make them do wall sits.
My kids love working out and shit.
Good. At least make them strong. You can.
I'm not trying to make them stronger.
At least get a
to use
multi-million
that
dollar contract out of them.
Okay, Oliver already beat me in arm wrestling the other day.
Don't ever let that happen. No mercy. When you play with kids, you play a little board game. You let your kids win.
Hell no.
Hell no.
We beat the hell out of those kids when they come over here.
We really do.
We always play. Well, we used to play hockey in the basement. That'll never
ever happen again. Ever.
Okay, we'll just play right through here. I have to shoot it on.
You guys mind if I play through?
Screens. Yeah. Oh God, shoot it on my TV screen. But. So we won't do that anymore. But we kicked their ass when we had the championship match of hockey. But Craig's got a bum wheel now, so I don't know how we'd fare.
I could probably stay in the net.
I don't know. I got to get these kids off the fucking electronics. Like I took them out. We went fishing this weekend. Jenny,
how'd they go for you?
At one point, it was.
Outside of how much you caught, how did the boys like it?
They loved it. That's what Oliver said he wanted to do. He's like, I want to get out more. Because I was like, come on, what do we got to do? What do we got to do to get you out of the house? Let's start workshopping this shit.
No doubt.
And they were pretty good. They get a little rambunctious out there, and I let them do it to a certain limit. You just don't break shit. That's like my limit. Like, don't break shit. Run around, have fun. Don't break shit.
No doubt.
Respect other people's things. But it was great. At one point, Jen, she's fishing with her rod, and at night we fish with a bobber, and you just the worm, about
a little light up
5
bobber.
foot. Yeah, we had some light up ones. I think she had a light up one at this point. But she somehow has the rod, reels back, it catches the dock. And then she throws the rod while clicking the button, so the rod goes out. So it just spools? And then we're trying to pull the rod back, but the button, so it's like, we got 350 yards of we got to pull in before we get there. So she did that. God bless her heart. We pulled up all the way. She pulls it out. It has 17 inches of moss draping. It looks like Bigfoot's dick. It is fucking swampy and hairy. And she's like, is this it? I'm like, I think so. Like, Jesus. God bless her. She took all that off and she's like, I think this thing will work. I don't know if the rod's working now. So I'm like, honey, you're
trying to put together
the bait stay here and you hit the button and threw the rod? Like, that's amazing to me. Like, if you said try to do that, leave your bobber and hook here.
Yeah.
And click the button and throw your rod.
Yeah, because the bobber and hook 99 times out of 100 are going with it.
Sure. With it. So I'm like, well, that's amazing. I've never seen that happen before. Later, we're fishing on the dock. I hear her go, oh, shit. Bloop. Same deal. The rod's back in the water, but luckily the bobber went in the water and the button wasn't clicked, so we could pull it right back up. But I'm like, that's how amazing it was the first time that she clicked the button and threw it. I'm like, fuck.
That's usually how
that's
it goes.
The wrong end.
That's usually how it goes.
But we caught a couple. I can't fucking trolling motor and fish at the same time. I'm all over the place. If it's windy, I'm fishing with my stepdad. He's on my ass the whole time. Not really, but in my head from childhood, I'm like, oh, like me. Am I doing good? Am I doing good, Dad? Oh, accept me. So that fishing's weird out there. Jenny and I went. It was pretty fun, though. I caught that hog, but she didn't get it in the net. I already talked about that. But it was fun, man. Anytime you can get your kids out and do that type of shit, that's what I want to do. That's like, you went to a little gathering this weekend. I think all the kids got together.
Man, it's the best. I love our group so much, and the spread of people and like where they're at in their lives. Some people have grown kids. Some people have kids later on, high school, college. And there's a really nice core of us that have 5 to 12-year-old kids, and you can just kind of pile them all up. They were all doing art projects. We went out and we celebrated Stephanie Gresham's birthday. Happy birthday, Stephanie. It was awesome.
Happy birthday.
Ross.
Sorry I couldn't make it. I did other things, obviously.
Ross
I
killed
was
it
sick.
on the smoker, but we had there was a bunch of people out there. They got a cool little spread, and I relish any time we get all of us together, and we don't have to get a sitter for the kids. You know, it's one of the dynamics I love about what we have going on here, man. It's like, I hope that this one day provides us the opportunity to travel with our kids.
I love to
together.
catch up with people.
Catch up?
Well, you said you like to relish things, and then I waited a minute, and then I had that catch-up joke that I was workshopping in my head, and I said it.
I'm trying to work out how
Here
you're
we are.
mustard. I don't know. I'm trying to.
I'm just so excited where the show's going, and all the shit we can do, because now we can film skits through the week too, and put them on, and be like, oh shit, you know. We want to be a variety show, a little bit of SNL, a little bit. I mean, Seth is just getting accustomed to this, and when he learns the whole system,
seeing how excited he was about going through all of the different filters and everything. And he's just like, oh, this is awesome.
And he's been
you
on
got a mic
zero
back there,
sleep. Seth. He's been on zero sleep. Seth,
can you hear me?
Yeah, sure, we can hear you.
So yeah, I've been going to bed about 10 o'clock at night and getting up around 3. Been working at the radio station. Things have been a little nuts there. It's a complete fucking circus, but we're working that out. But Steve, I have a video. Like, I appreciate your kind words, but I do have a video clip I want to revisit.
Okay.
A time that Steve was not that kind to me. So you want to hear this?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, so building on how great you're doing now, this was a time when it wasn't.
This was a time when I was just trying to help Steve out. I asked him a quick question, and this is the message he sent me. We were talking, and I was telling you, it's a WAV file. How about an MP3? It's got a little smaller, and if you have to adjust the sample,
it's a fair request.
You can adjust the sample rate too, and to be able to send it.
He's like, save it.
Okay, well. Here, all I did was ask one simple question, and here's the message I got.
Here you go, face, trying to save it, and it says, "F***ing this stupid thing." I push this f***ing thing. Oh, could not open MP3 encoding library. You don't think I f***ing tried that already? And I haven't Googled how to fix that because I don't have the f***ing time.
Wow! I asked a question.
I love it. That shit is still one of my favorite little.
You can say that was the first
time.
Moment.
It was.
You could say that was the first Steve moment.
It was the first Steve moment. It was a tremendous Steve moment.
Correct
indeed.
Moments is one of my favorite segments on the show.
I'm sure it is.
And that all started with a message about how you were going to break somebody's fucking mouth.
Yeah, we'll have to dig that up sometime.
I think I have it on there. That's the great thing too. Now when we call stuff like Seth, even if we call a YouTube video, he'll be able to clip the YouTube video, get it, play it on behind us. We haven't gone live from YouTube tonight, but we're gonna figure that out. How to do the live stream. I think that might be the live stream for our website too.
Cool.
HoosierSophisticate.com.
Yeah.
We got a little bit of merch left there.
A little bit. Yep.
Facebook.
Tickets for Piney Powwow.
Oh God.
There's only a handful of those left.
That's gonna be.
I'm looking forward to it.
That's gonna be special, man.
It's gonna be super special. I got a little bit more Canvas news.
We talking about weed? Whoa.
Mexican Senate leader says marijuana will be legalized this month. The Senate leader of Mexico's ruling party said that the lawmakers will vote on a bill to legalize marijuana for adult use by the end of the month. There are numerous pieces of legalization legislation already on the table, but Senator Ricardo Monreal
that's fucking beautiful.
of the Morena party said his chamber is nearly done crafting a new reform bill that will be the product of weeks of public forums and open session debates. Members of the other half of Mexico's legislature, the Chamber of Deputies, will be invited to weigh in on the bill. We're thinking that we'll bring the law out, approve it at the end of October. That's the schedule we have. That's going to mean
When's that from?
Today, I think. October 7th, 2019.
What the fuck? Didn't they do something with
They may have medical
decriminalized it?
Yeah, probably full decrim, but they'll have a fully legal rec market by the end of the month. Well, what it's going to do is it's going to make Canada fully legal. It's going to make Mexico fully legal. And it's going to make us look like a shit sandwich is what it's going to do.
Oh, my God. We're a shit sandwich.
I think it forces our hand. I think, who knows? Whatever.
Wow.
You would hope that it forces your hand, but then again, we do lead the world in incarceration rates. You think that we could look around the entire world and be like, maybe things are, yeah, exactly.
Like this.
You know, maybe we can.
Do it, you fucking pig. No.
Oh, you want to?
Oh, tie me up, you slut. We can do anything.
We can do this right now.
We can do anything here.
Anything. Seth, go ahead and throw us in the dungeon. No, I'm just but seriously.
Yeah, I do have like a basement, that bomb shelter. I got the Slinger, where Slinger did his show from. I give up on everything.
So,
I mean, what's that going to mean for the borders? I mean, it's so dumb. Again, what
you didn't know?
The fuck are we doing?
You think something can get through that border? You think something can get through that border? Are you out your goddamn mind? There is nothing getting through that border,
Maybe
sir.
a battle hawk.
There's nothing getting through that fucking border.
We gotta build a wall.
Gotta build a bunch of
That's
walls.
what Seth
I
said.
still can't believe I haven't come up with 32-foot ladders yet.
I'm gonna have to address something. My wife says on the feed on Hoosier Sophisticate, Craig Moments is my favorite segment. Stephen George Elgin, it's hilarious.
Thanks for listening.
Steve's gonna go handle that real quick. Hey Seth, what do you say we give these people a little commercial break?
I'm just kidding.
Where we can run a couple of commercials.
Okay.
Let people do that on the other side. Maybe we'll get weird. Maybe do a little rabbit hole topic or two. Let's get in the weeds a little bit. Let's get in the weeds a little bit, and let's do this thing on the other side of the break. Which is just right here.
We're going to play some video commercials for you.
We'll be back in just a couple minutes, guys.
James Carlton. Insurance. 314-961-4800.
Handsome.
Amazing.
Astonishing.
Astounding.
Fabulous.
Incredible.
Fantastical.
Phenomenal.
Prodigious.
Stupendous.
Unbelievable.
Wondrous.
Divine.
Fantastical.
No, seriously, he's fantastical.
You got a house.
Go on and get it insured.
You got a car.
You gotta get it insured.
You got a life.
Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net.
Come to Privilege, I got good price.
This is one of the best Cubans. I try a Cuban everywhere I go. And this is one of the best damn Cubans I've ever had. And we've got a little white cheddar mac here with a little cracker mac. Life-changing, incendiary.
Everywhere I go, I try the Cuban. This time I didn't. I got the grilled cheese bacon burger.
Look at that thing.
With put some pepper jack on there, some jalapenos, and we got some crinkle fries. And all I can say is, oh baby, grow baby.
As you can see, this was once a delicious plate of coconut scrimps, and I devoured it. And if I had to say, if I had to give it a review real quick, I'd say it's an orgasmic feast of the senses.
And I love meat.
ya, Germans, guys.
Wow.
We're back in the CBD Canvas Boutique and Dispensary
in Maplewood.
Studios in Maplewood. But they've got some new locations. I know they're working on Arnold right now. It's going to be opening soon.
Right by old treetops.
Right by Treetops Enterprises.
I can't wait for it.
It's going to be awesome. Come
This
on
is
in
so
here,
cool.
buddy. Come on in here.
This is so cool. We had video commercials. I'm so amazed at what we got going on. This is only going to get better. We're going to do some of our old segments. We're going to do some new segments.
No doubt.
We're a whirlwind of ideas.
We've got a really cool interview lined up in the next week with some guys making some movement in the psilocybin industry, because that's a thing.
Fuck yeah. Craig, the connections you're making with Wendy Turner. We got Colton's crew. Let's run the Colton's crew clip. We can talk a little bit more about that post that kind of went semi-viral. We got more clips with Colton. Talking to him was
awesome.
2 hours.
That's actually
of
something that I do.
Awesome.
That brings up a cannabis story that I want to touch on, because we had a chance to talk to him for about another 45 minutes in the parking lot, and we just scratched the iceberg. We got Colton's story. We got got into it a little bit, but it's an ongoing saga. There's no beginning. There's no end to this story yet. Nope. It's something that he is still out there. They are still out there every day fighting for patients, advocacy. It's amazing what they're doing, but they shone some light on the Illinois bill. We're guilty of it. We said, hey, Illinois, all right, our neighbors, they went wrecked. They got it done, guys. All right, more adult use.
Cool.
This is awesome. Here's something we didn't know until we talked to them. In Illinois, the market is going to be a shared dispensary market for at least the first year, which means that adult use patients or customers, I guess, would be able to go into medical dispensaries and buy cannabis. There's already a shortage that's happening with the patients. Yeah. Now all of a sudden you open it up to a full adult use market.
There's 15 growers. Is that what they said too in Illinois?
It's crazy. Like in true Illinois fashion, it looks like the mob.
Hey, you won the lottery. Here's an IOU.
Yep.
That's as good as money. And there's
I want to hold on to that one.
People are still fucking buying lotto tickets and shit. Like it's a crazy Illinois. It's crazy.
So maybe we don't have as much to celebrate yet, because and maybe we have here in Missouri we have something to be thankful for. We're not adult use yet, but I will say I feel like there are a lot of, I think when we talk to patients that have experienced other states, some of the boundaries that keep them from the barriers that keep them from getting medicine, and they talk about the way that the Missouri legislation was drafted.
Yeah,
I at least feel like we've got a pretty good
thing
we do.
Going. Everyone says that too.
And we're inching closer and closer. Like when it first passed, we're like, oh man, we got to wait another year for this to happen.
Fucking
it's almost been a year since we passed it. And in another month, it will have been a year since 70% of the state of Missouri voted in favor of medical cannabis. So at the first of the year, we're going to see it happen. And hopefully, fingers crossed, by April, maybe May, some of these dispensaries will have product for people to buy.
When it's on the shelves, we'll be here smoking it. We'll be reviewing it. I'm a patient. I filled out all my stuff. I just got to get approved now. I got to get a valid fucking license. Bullshit. Fucking God. But I can't wait. I can wait. I have been waiting. But when you see the patients who have had to wait, people like Colton who have had to go through the shit him and his family have had to go through to save his fucking
had a politician
life.
Tell him, well, then I guess you die. Had him say it to his face, to a child's face. Make him comfortable.
Let's play that. You want to roll that clip?
Let's roll the clip a little bit, and we'll talk about that.
You take our insurance, and are you cannabis friendly? Yeah. And they all said no. And then at that last phone call, that 8th phone call, I was like, do you know anybody that is? I'm desperate. I've called 7 other people. You're my 8th phone call. Yeah. At this point, I'm crying my eyes out. And this lady just felt bad for me and said, hold on, let me call you back in a few minutes. And they called me back and they said that they would take him, but under a certain amount of conditions. And the main condition was that if they felt that cannabis was not working for him, then they would take him from us and put him in and Child Protective Services, and then they would take the other 2 kids too.
Oh.
Because they were both underage.
Then-
And we would be charged with child endangerment.
So they'd go to federal prison.
Yeah, we would go to federal prison. So we said, bring them on.
Yeah, we'll throw people in federal prison for trying to save their
children.
life.
Yeah. At this point, we've already told them to just find it whatever way we can to make make your child comfortable. And oh, by the way, we'll take you as a patient, but here's the one stipulation: if we think that we know what's better for your child than you do, we're not only going to take that child, we're also going to take your other children, and we're going to bring charges against you.
What do you do to make a dent, Craig? What did all the at the psychedelic conference, what was the one thing that kept being repeated when everyone says, what can we do to help? Because every time we kind of talk about this, I think, what can we do to help? So do you remember what
the number one thing that kept being parroted by all of these experts and researchers in their field was that, you have to create local groups, and you have to you have to mobilize. You have to be able to get the information out there. You need to have that conversation. It breaks my heart that to this day there are still people that don't think that cannabis is a medicine. I don't know what it is that they would ever have to see to convince them that cannabis is a medicine. For the people that, we've seen it with seizures. You can see it with seizures in real time. So to deny that, it's turning willful ignorance into this heinous act, right? Like you're actually having to go out of your way to deny something that's happening in front of your eyes. And not to mention, it doesn't affect your health one way or the other, but that person is telling you that without a doubt it is adding to the quality of their life or saving their life or completely reversing symptoms. I mean, when that doctor decided to take Colton, he had already had 22 centimeters of diseased bowel, right, that they were talking about cutting out, which means he would have had to have worn 2 different bags, right? And by the time, just weeks, months of just eating brownies, we're not even talking like a full RSO protocol or anything like that, it had completely reversed it. He had a completely healthy colon. What
they
is
took
that?
out his salivary glands instead of his lymph nodes at first, and they're going to come back in and say, well, we're going to cut you.
Yeah, well,
and if
we
the
still
weed
know
doesn't
better.
work, we're taking the other kids too.
Yeah.
So what the fuck kind of fucked up shit is that, man? Jesus Lord.
I agree.
What are we doing here? And that's the deal. We have groups like this. We're clipping videos like this. We're trying to bring some fucking entertainment along with some powerful knowledge and information. That's what we want to do. That's what we want to spread within our group. That's the thing that keeps us going. It's saving lives. It's literally saving lives. We always kind of say, if I could be a fireman, I'd save some lives. Or a policeman. When you're a kid, you think, those are the jobs that save some lives. I'll be in the Army. I'll be a fucking, I'll be a veteran. I'll save some lives and do good things. Those are really the only things you think you can save. Doctor, I'll save a few lives. A nurse, I'll save a few lives. With the information that we can spread around with each other to say, maybe the next person doesn't know that the Crohn's, that they say, hey man, just make him comfortable. His body can't process anything. Maybe they tried the cannabis oil. Maybe it saves a fucking life.
Nobody was on the record before Colton and his family were brave enough. Nobody was on the record of treating their Crohn's with it. Now I'm sure there were. I'm sure there were people that were finding relief.
Yeah.
At home for the longest time.
Because she did find a small secret group
in Israel,
of
right?
people.
So there was a group of people, but nobody had been brave enough, and we had to count on a kid, to go and sit in front of legislators and say, "Listen to me, I'm dying."
Dude, he's great too.
And God love that kid.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's going to do in this, he's already done so much, but I think who he's going to become,
he's
and
fucking awesome.
You have a kid that has learned through experience, that has hashtag illegally healed himself, and had the balls to go in front of adults and people that have shouted him down, and senators that the electorate have put in charge of making decisions, and had that guy say, well, if it's not legal at this, just die. That's the type of things that if somebody And kudos. One thing that I took away from our little we've talked to the Turners a few times, but to have them in studio, and kudos to Tommy and Wendy both. Tommy is one of the most level-headed dudes that you'll meet, and I don't know what happened for a lot of them. Strikingly handsome,
ridiculous.
God. But you know, if a senator said that to my son in my presence, that's where a little bit of hood's gonna come out. I don't know how to respond to that maturely.
I mean, it makes me want to almost cry, like either wreck something or cry. Remember, like when you get in fights when you're younger, be like, oh, I'm a whirlwind of emotion right now. I remember crying
mad.
Fight
Yeah.
And I was like, what is happening right now? And you think about people, we're lucky enough to get to hang with Aiden's Alliance all the time.
No doubt.
Grow Solutions and all those fucking people, Josh Loftus and aidensalliance.org, Aiden with a Y.
Mm-hmm.
When you start to get to know how good and sweet the families are and the bullshit they're being put through by someone so far removed from having to see them get all their pizzas together and go up to the hotel room where they got other kids and their
whole family's along for the ride.
Yes, man. And they're all suffering together and they're all happy together and they're all going through this fucking tumultuous journey of life together that doesn't have to be so hard for them. It doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
We can make
it a little bit easier for them at least. And to see, to see Ashley and Chris, like they're always, when you see them at these events, they're always just this beautiful, warm, glowing orb of love.
I took a picture with Ashley and we're both kind of like this, trying to get the glare off our glasses. It's one of my favorite things of all time.
Sure.
It's just a pure, wholesome, beautiful
just
thing.
having fun, man. And that's the whole deal, is like they have been dealt a total fucking foot of a hand, and like they're going to play the shit out of it. Yeah. And I mean, I appreciate, on top of taking care of her children, of her family, she has taken it upon herself to make sure that she can make it just a little bit easier for any other family that could possibly be going through this. So if maybe you have a child sick at home, or if you're if maybe the costs are too high or something, they have some resources at aidensalliance.org. You can go to the resources tab, see if you qualify for some financial assistance. They're going to help you get your card if you need to be, and they might be able to answer some questions for you. So check those guys out. They're awesome. They're absolutely awesome.
Yeah, and they're the reason for everything that we've been trying to do. The reason we're transitioning to this, to get more information out there. We want to hit you with some shit that's going to make you laugh, and some shit that is going to change your damn life. Get involved with these people. Knowing them has made me a better person. I mean, I just found Oliver, I talked about him being a shit earlier, but God love him, he made that Amendment 2 banner and poster. I found that, I'll keep that forever. That's amazing.
I know.
Get your kids involved, get your family
involved. It's a great little snapshot, nice little time capsule piece too. Because I mean, there's going to be a time where you guys can look back at that, and he's going to, and I hope that our children, as they're young adults, and we've kind of gotten past a lot of this taboo, and I'm sure that we're still going to be dealing with it on some level.
Oh yeah.
But I hope that they can look back and say, wow, there was this group of people that our parents, were very much involved in. I hope it looks cool to them, man, because I think that we're doing the coolest shit ever.
Yeah.
And it's the easiest thing that we've ever had to do because it aligns with who we are.
Yeah.
Like we are. Yeah. Right, and to see fathers and mothers going through just the work, it breaks my heart when my kids skin their knees. Yeah. You know what I mean? And now when I have to,
yeah, right. You probably got a super soaker with alcohol.
Gotcha.
Toughen up! I didn't get anything in my eyes.
To see other parents going through it, it makes it very easy for us to align. It makes it very easy for us to take the ball across the goal line. You're the fucking worst.
Sure. Guys, can we talk a little blues talk?
Yeah, we can talk a little blues talk.
Hey, play that Blues Heart video. If you guys, no, not yet. Let me. I'm gonna go like this when I need you to play it. We had the run last year was one of the most magical things of all time. Like I'm still so We've had such a couple years, brother. Like, oh my God. And the Blues winning is just huge culmination.
My introduction to you, to who you were as a person, I got a call from our buddy Joey Pipes. We've told the story before.
Sure,
but the very first time, and I think at this point, you had actually already friended me on Facebook. We had way too many mutual friends for me to not accept the request.
And you did the hog dragging Adam Wainwright joke today, which
I did.
Tell where he can walk.
You could just tell where he's walking, just dragging it right between the feet. Just a solid line right between the footsteps.
I love that shit.
All right, so but I didn't know about the morning show. I didn't know about any of that stuff. And our buddy Joey Pipes, he goes, "Listen, you got to get on Periscope. There's this guy. There's this guy Cucky the Dwarf, and he's playing his guitar around the campfire, and you just got to watch it." And I'd never been on Periscope before in my life. I didn't know even what it was. I'm like, all right, yeah, whatever. I think I got a Twitter account. I'll go look him up. I find myself watching this totally random person in a half shirt and jean shorts just singing about the Blues and whatever else just came to your mind sitting around the campfire. That was my introduction to Cucky the Dwarf.
At my mom's house, because I was living there for a minute.
That was my introduction to Cucky the Dwarf. And then we got to talking. I think, you got your show going. I come on the show. I think that was the first year for the Cuck for the Cup was the first year you had your show.
Yes.
And I didn't make that one. And then the second year,
I did an impromptu solo mission the first couple.
Yeah.
And then some random bloke donated, and I was like, "We can do this for charity." Okay, that makes sense.
Right.
Yeah.
So you start the Cuck for the Cup and convince the masses that this was what was going to bring the Blues a trophy, which seemed a fool's errand if you've been a St. Louis Blues fan your whole life. But you didn't let that get you down, buddy. You didn't let that get you down one bit.
What? Missing the parade?
No, the fact that the Blues were just not bound to win anything ever.
Yeah, no, never.
No.
I'll get them next year. I thought it was worse when we won.
You're like, where's my identity? Where's my identity?
Fuck, I'm screwed. Yeah, no, it was. I was out of town for the fucking parade, it hurt. But now seeing everything and being there with my dad, I got to go to Game 6. I can be mad a couple days about that bullshit and also say, "Well, what a fucking ride!
What a ride!"
Let's hear the Blues Hard video.
Sons of St. Louis, I am Cookie the Dwarf. Cookie the Dwarf has a 12-inch cock. Yours is 3 at best. I have heard kills men by the hundreds, and if he were here, he'd consume the Bruins with hand jobs from his hands and gulps of jism from his arse. I am Cookie the Dwarf, and I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You have come to fight as free men, and free men you are. What would you do with that freedom? Would you fight? Fight? Against Brad Marchand? The fucking dirtiest cunt in all the league? No, thank you. I like my knees. Aye, fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds. Many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, for just one chance, to come back here and tell the Bruins that they may take Game 6, but they'll never take Game 7! Let's go Blues! Let's go Blues! Let's go!
Maybe more proud of that than I am of anything I've ever done in my life.
When it came out, I was like, holy shit. The man has no, he's evolved.
Yeah,
this is the second stage of Pokemon.
That's why I love you. Exactly. Charizard.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it. As soon as I saw it, I was like, my guy has found his stroke. And then I knew that we had to make of it what we could. That Blues run was going to be a short one. It was only like a 7-month playoff.
I know. What's up with that?
Jesus.
And now we're playing again?
You guys want me to get excited about October hockey? I'm like, I swear to Christ, we were just doing this 4th of July. What are we doing here?
Well, we got the cards now.
We got the cards.
Fucking comeback. Few thoughts on the Blues. with that Falk signing, it makes
He's a
things
big deal, right?
interesting.
So we
He's a
got
big
we
deal.
traded. We haven't talked about this at all.
Yeah,
And
no,
Craig Kohler, non-hockey guy.
Didn't trade anybody. Did
Yeah,
we?
no, no,
Yeah, we
we
did.
lost
Edmondson, yeah,
yeah,
which is fucking whatever, and traded a couple picks. It ain't fucking no big deal. This guy's in for 6-7 years. We just lined up Shen for 8, I believe.
Yeah.
O'Reilly's got another 6. Tarasenko's
And
got
they're
another
from what I
5.
saw today that they were negotiating with Pietrangelo.
Yeah, they're going to be in Toronto, and I think if they can get that bastard lined up for like 7, 8, even though on the free agency market, I bet he could make 10.
He might want to stay home. He may want to stay home. We'll
It's
see.
good. He married a gal from Pattonville. So
Okay.
that's the whole deal. And inside baseball, I heard that a fucking a chick that a dude that knows his wife said that they will do everything they can to try to stay here.
Okay.
And I'm like, all right, keep that fucking squad together for a long time, baby.
Do it, baby. So they got a point from opening
and then
night,
we
right?
won. We came back in the third period. I think they're playing right now, but last night or the night before, we
I don't think it looks too good from right now. Mike, can we get a score over there on that?
Score update on the Blues.
2-1 bad guys.
All right, 1-2. Who the fuck says 1-2?
Was he a soccer
I
announcer?
know. Thank
What's
you.
the deal here?
Thank
What's
you.
going on?
Oh!
2-2. They're not doing it. The only thing I hate as much as the tomahawk chop. End of the second period. Deuces.
End of the second
Deuces are
period.
wild.
So it's just going to be buckle up, Blues fans. The next 5-6 years should be real good for us. And the young kids we got in the lineup. Now, Bennington's still a question mark. I've seen so many good goalies. Is he going to be a fucking, an Ed Belfour? Is he going to be a Curtis Joseph?
Well,
is he
I'll
going to
tell
be a
you
guy
what,
with longevity? Or is
I
he going to
like-
be a fucking flash in a pan?
I want people to question him as long as they possibly can because he feeds off of that. He even said, "Oh, you don't think I can do it again?" Okay.
Yeah. That's
Great.
awesome.
That's where you want that kid to wear that chip on his shoulder. So that's awesome.
Did you see the meme? It was like, I'm the most hated sports figure in town. It was
That's-
Jake Allen, and
well,
then it said,
okay.
hold my beer. It was Carlos Martinez. I'm like, who the fuck hates Jake Allen? you
I thought it
fucking-
was a wildly stupid meme on both
Thank
accounts.
you.
First off,
Yeah, I didn't fucking get that
first
either.
off, Blues fans are definitely a little Pollyanna-ish if they're pretending that they didn't want Jake Allen's head on a pike back in December.
I don't know if it was most hated.
even
as-
last year, but yeah, but they had no reason to hate him because
Yeah, just
Bennington
like,
they won a
he's
cup.
shitty. Yeah, I just
You don't hate
go-
anybody on the
No.
Blues that played last year.
No, we
Those
hate
people are immortal.
Yeah, and we hate players way more than Allen. Like I hate all the goalies that came before Allen more. Like fucking old boy from Buffalo who came in and blew the fucking game. Roman Turek, fucking Miller's
Yaroslav Halak.
Halak wasn't too terrible. But we just had some dumb
Look
moments
at
in the
that.
playoffs.
You guys picking up
Yeah,
what I'm
there we
going
go.
on? Yaroslav Halak.
I like that.
You know what I'm talking about?
But no,
Well,
I
Elliot.
got Elliot was great.
He's great.
But Allen just, him shitting the bed was the greatest thing that happened.
It
so
happens,
fucking whatever, dude. And the guy was such a fucking positive experience in the
No doubt.
behind the scenes video. One of
I
the
still haven't,
mic'd
I
up-
never watched that.
Oh, it was so cool behind the scenes. He's like, man, I was so amped up.
Quest for the cup?
Yeah, he's like, he sweated more during Game 6 than he did all season because he said he was like so animated on the bench, and it's just a whole different experience. I'm like, good for that motherfucker. You're gonna go win a cup. What are you gonna do? Pout like a little bitch? What are you gonna be, Seth?
So it's like this is when I need my mic to be live.
All right, so that's what we got about the Blues, the Cardinals. We
Listen,
got so much sports. You're gonna get a little bit of that from us.
And now that we can get Anthem, we can talk about the car. Like, I can't. There's a million shows you can listen to: baseball
no
talk, sports talk.
No doubt.
You know, there's
We're gonna
not a
give you a
whole
little
bunch
bit.
where I can talk about how fucking Yadier Molina flexed that veteran,
Jesus
veiny, fucking just vascular fucking meat stick.
His vas deferens has to be the size of a quarter.
A quarter. I'm thinking $50.
Okay, a Sacagawea dollar.
A Sacagawea dollar.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. Let's
That's
get them all
sweet.
involved
Let's do
here.
that.
The veterans came through huge.
Yeah.
I actually, a family member texted me. He's like, "Hey, is Goldschmidt, is he worth the dough that we gave him?" And I'm like, "If you look at the line, it was a pretty good line." He's like, "I know. I just want him to be the guy in the playoffs." And we
Goldie's
always
the
do.
fucking-
You always want. And guess who was
He's
the
the
guy?
dude.
He was the guy. Marcel with his 2 taters. I was 1 game off. Yesterday, I said Marcel was gonna hit him a couple taters today, man.
Listen, it's just
October
fun
baseball
being
gets
St.
me
Louis.
fucking juiced.
What do you love about October baseball, man?
Oh, I love everything about October in general.
The feel, man.
The
It's a
feel is
feel.
better. If you've ever walked through the gates of Busch Stadium in October,
Crispy air.
and the air is that's my favorite, right?
Crispy fucking
There could
air.
be somebody burning some leaves 15 miles away from the stadium, but there's just a hint of that in the air, just a little smoke in the air, the woods in there, and you walk into the stadium, and you just the hot dog smell is just kind of wafting through all of the smells from all the food, and you hear them playing long toss before the game, and the snap of the leather as they throw the ball 300 feet, and the crack of the bat as they're taking infield. It's so good, man, and that first base knock that happens, where the crowd just erupts over just a little bit of baseball getting started. It is.
Yeah, and you used to have to smell like the cheese grundle of the sweaty Hoosier in front of you in the bleachers in the summer, but now it's a little bit
You
cooler.
can't even pick that up. They don't even let the Hoosiers in October because the Hoosiers have completely priced them out.
Sit out. I'm trying to watch the
game. I don't know if I should subject our fans to all of that again, but it was one of the most brutal experiences ever. If you expect me to be quiet during NLCS baseball, you got another thing fucking coming there, Benedict.
Brian Kessler, Seth looks like Freddie Freeman.
Seth looks like Freddie Freeman. I could see that. I could see that. Maybe. He's the first baseman for the Braves.
He's a steed. He's been sucking dick these playoffs.
How about Acuna? He's a little stud, isn't he?
Man.
He's a little stud, isn't he? What is the deal? You can't blow a kiss
and then suck
and then fucking just get you can't give up 6 fucking runs. All right,
I guess you do. I guess you do blow a kiss and then you suck balls. Like that is the rotation. He did it right. Carlos Martinez did it right.
Listen, all I know is, man, if I had a 99-mile-an-hour fastball that kissed 100,
yeah, you'd throw it.
Beat that pitch.
Yeah.
Beat that pitch.
Do it.
Do it. I dare you.
Do it.
Do it. I dare you. If I even think about throwing a slider, it's going to be at your ankles.
But man, I'm going to trick him. I'm going to trick him with a slider. Watch
Get
me
out of
trick
your own way. You
Watch
have
me
a
trick
fucking missile attached to your fucking body. Throw the. Okay.
All right, let's do some. You want to do some Netflix picks? You want to run another? Do we have any more videos we can run in between this? We can run one more and then fucking kind of wrap it up with some Netflix and fucking.
We can do that. What video you got?
We have any we didn't play yet?
Not really. I mean, we
okay,
can
let's
take
go.
A little break and talk to some of our sponsors, or let some of our sponsors talk to the listeners. However you want to put it.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, run a few.
Insurance
314-961-4800. Handsome,
amazing,
astonishing,
astounding,
fabulous,
incredible,
fantastical,
phenomenal,
prodigious,
stupendous,
unbelievable,
wondrous,
divine,
fantastical.
No, seriously, he's fantastical.
You got a house.
Go on and get it insured.
You got a car.
You gotta get it insured.
You got a life.
Go on and get it insured. CarltonInsurance.net.
Fantastic. Stupendous. Fantastic.
And we're back.
We're back.
We're back. Greg, I am so fucking
CBD
juiced.
Canvas Boutique and Dispensary Studios. You so excited?
They got Mountain Dew there. They got all the Mountain Dew. Montana U. They got Montana U.
Montana
there.
U.
Not Mountain Dew. Wait, hold on.
Oh.
Hold on, Craig.
Oh. You gonna take him on? Oh, that's mine. I don't think that thing's in tune. You might want to grab yours.
Where is it?
It's right next to it.
No, that one's shitty.
All right, we'll play the Yamahama. Guys, Steve is so excited to be able to You guys might not know this, but every show that we've ever had, as we're packing up the car, we're wanting to make sure that we've got all of our gear. Steve would say, "Should I bring the guitar?" So go ahead and play in the fucking jam, Stan. We like movies, so do we. You like internet, so do we. Netflix film of the week, and the streaming picks of the week, and Hulu too. It's the streaming picks of the week. We like the internet too. What are you watching, brother?
Big Mouth.
I've been watching Big Mouth as well.
Been watching Big Mouth, and that's basically what I've been watching lately. It's so.
Talk to me about Big
Wait,
Mouth.
not
What are you
American
thinking about this third season?
I'm 5 episodes into it, and I just it's right up our alley. It's right up our alley when it comes to that shit. The crude humor. Jay Bilzerian, I think is his name, in the show, and it's Jason Mantzoukas.
They've turned it up
Greeks.
about 300% this year.
He's
where
the
it's
Greeks Greek, my friend, and I love everything that guy does. All the people working on it are just fucking phenomenal.
I think they brought in Ali Wong this year.
No, I think they're doing.
You might not
such
have
a
gotten
good
to that
job.
yet.
Okay, I don't know. Is she the menopause?
No.
Okay.
She's a new student that comes in.
Okay, fine. I don't think I have gotten to that.
No,
it's so the comedians are so good. I love everything.
I mean,
about
John
it. Nick
Mulaney,
Kroll's coming into his own. John Mulaney's
Mantzoukas.
great.
Who else? Who's the Nick Kroll? Right?
Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
main dude. It's tremendous. I do think that they are. I guess you have to. You know, the first 2 seasons were so wildly crude, offensive humor.
Yeah.
But I guess you just keep turning that up to find out where the line is. So I feel like a lot of the jokes, like some of them, I'm like, that was just a shock joke. Like they've got Jay Bilzerian. They got that kid's running amok. He is running amok on the show.
So good. And the things they bridge about sexuality is they're roughly the same age we are, so a lot of the jokes play so hard. From
No doubt.
when we were fucking
going through puberty. I mean, the
fucking
shit that we found funny and the
17.
things that probably triggered how horny we were and our hormones. Like they definitely know how to press those buttons,
it's
and
great.
take it to an extreme.
Yeah.
No doubt about it. But it is pretty fucking hilarious.
I mean, the hormone monster is still just. He's not.
Apparently, the hormone monsters are getting their own show on Netflix.
No.
So we'll see how that all goes.
Holy
But there's
shit.
a new hormone monster too that's pretty freaking great that gets
Okay.
introduced here. So
Okay.
I do think they've maybe
the
taken.
monster.
he gets a makeover.
He does.
He gets a makeover with the Queer Eye guys.
Yes. And they just keep pumping
Dude.
Coach Steve.
Oh,
and
not the hormone monster. But Coach Steve does.
He
Yeah,
does.
yeah.
Coach Steve.
Yeah.
Oh, you the best, Coach Steve.
He's crazy, dude. So I've been watching. Are you ready for this, Steve?
The art of
Abstract, the art of design. It's one of my favorite shows on Netflix.
Watch the first episode. Fucking amazing.
That guy's pretty great, right? So if you guys, I talk about art documentaries often, but this one is a series. They find a really unbelievable artists throughout the world, and then they feature them for about a 40-minute. One of the really cool ones I thought was the guy that has kind of designed the whole new interface for Instagram and has designed like the Nike Juice Band, which eventually turned into the Fitbit, and but the first one was it's really cool. So if you guys want to sit down, actually I would recommend, if you're going to watch the first episode, sit down in a dark room with no lights, and he makes it this immersive experience.
I watched it on my
with
phone.
you and them.
Didn't do it very
You got to
well.
put it on the big
second
screen,
time,
have the
it
lights
was
off.
Fucking
Yep.
cool.
Yep.
It's cool.
It's cool shit, man.
I mean, he's playing a fucking game with you. Also, sound and fucking fury.
That was gonna be my the one that it's my favorite thing to come out in so long. I realized it the other day. 3 of my favorite bands of all time have come out with albums this year. I've been waiting 13 years for a Tool album. Tool came out. National came up with not just an album, but like the spiritual sequel to Trouble Will Find Me, which is my favorite National album, and it's good. I'm Easy to Find. It's a good album. It's not the same. And then the Avett Brothers just last week came out.
I love the
Friday,
Avett Brothers.
Came out with something together, better together.
I'll look it up. Go ahead.
But all 3 bands are 3 of my favorite bands of all time. Definitely, probably in my top 5. Definitely top 10. But
Closer Than Together.
Closer Than Together. Sturgill Simpson has created the coolest musical experience that I've watched since I watched Pink Floyd's The Wall, like the first time I ever saw it.
It blew everything I've ever seen anyone try to do in that space. Tommy,
I love the idea of where it's going.
What's the Zeppelin one? The hills remain the same.
The song remains the same. Yeah, and that's a concert, you know. And then of course,
there's all those weird clips.
They say this one's dedicated to all the people that have fallen victim to senseless violence. So it's a hyper violent dystopian future anime. Think like Kill Bill, the anime scene in Kill Bill with Oren Ishii. Yep. Very similar to that. You've got basically Hitman kind of running through this dystopia, like just laying waste to monks and everything, and then there's this other like motorcycle riding samurai badass, and it's just this whole jockey. It's kind of got a Mad Max feel to it.
Totally, man. It's some of the weirdest shit I've ever seen.
It's fucking awesome, dude. Like if you've got an idea of who Sturgill Simpson is, and he's always kind of been that old school country sound. This
all the way down,
is country that psychedelic country, if I might say, which he's awesome. I love Sturgill Simpson, but this was something totally different than he's ever done. It's psychedelic rock
Sound and Fury
coupled with an anime that's out of control. And I watched him on Joe Rogan, had an interview with him and he and his whole band, and they were just talking about the production of it and listening to him and how with the things he wants to do within music, because he's always kind of given a fucking finger to the record industry. I remember him; he was busking outside of the CMAs playing music. Sturgill's like,
isn't that when he won Album of the Year?
Fuck them. Yeah, he's like the Sailor's Guide to Earth or whatever.
Yeah.
Like he was in the parking lot busking. He's just so fucking awesome. He's true fucking rock and roll. And he was talking about, he's like, man, I think I could produce some killer hip hop beats. He's like, he goes, you can ask these guys how long I've been wanting to write a dubstep rock and roll album. He goes, and I feel like we did it with Sound and Fury, and it's awesome.
It's so cool.
It's unlike anything I've really ever seen.
It's weird cool.
Oh, it's freaky.
It's not weird.
I had somebody actually say to me, I watched this with a friend, and my friend said I'm not on near enough drugs to really. But I mean, it
made me feel like I was tripping a little bit.
I've watched it 3, maybe 4 times this week alone. Or I'll put it in the background.
Ketamine?
Not on ketamine. I can go 2, 3, 4 days.
You can't go one day without ketamine, sir.
Buddy. I'm so excited about what we got going on.
Me too, man.
Because the future it's kind of an unsure thing. We've got some amazing interviews coming up. Yeah. The Drug Policy Alliance is having their international convention here in St. Louis. We got a chance to talk to Rick Doblin while we were up in Michigan. Yeah. And you saw it in my phone. We were talking back and forth, and to see Rick Doblin's name in my phone, he's like, we got to make it work with. I'm like, don't really know what the schedule looks like, so you don't have to come to the studio. Yeah. We'll bring it. We'll bring it to your hotel room.
We can really do some shit.
And so I'm excited to talk to Rick again. I'm excited to go to this conference and just learn about what people. This is something that's near and dear to me. We talk about cannabis as a medicine, and we talk about psychedelics being used in psychiatric medicine, and not to mention just the fact that people should be able to explore their consciousness at their own will, so long as they're not hurting anybody. Yep. But we really have to start changing people's minds about how we approach drug policing. And the Drug Policy Alliance, man, we talked to Christina Fromer from the Canna Convict Project at the art fair last week and everything. There are people that are sitting in cages for non-violent crimes, while other people are standing to make millions and billions of dollars off of a regulated market. There are things that we have to do. And one of the craziest fucking counter arguments to this is when people say, well, what are you going to do when you release what are these people going to do when you release them all for prison? What are they going to do for a living? I don't know. Let's let them figure it out. That's such a fucking weird thing to
the machines are going to take all of our jobs anyway. It don't fucking matter. So, I mean,
yeah, you find out what you create and go, find out what to be and go be it, to quote our friends Scott and Seth.
Make a high-end furniture for 7 cents an hour. in the pen. Our boy
It's. I mean, there is a actual slave market that is going on with the private prison system that has to be addressed. I'm super excited for St. Louis to be the place that the entire world is coming to meet for the Drug Policy Alliance, and we're going to be able to bring this stuff now that Seth has sat behind the gears. He's got a little cockpit over there. I wish you guys could see it.
Does. He probably took
he's got
pictures.
a nice little cockpit over there. He's got all kinds of
He's
control.
got a nice
Our buddy
cock
Mike Ote just
pit.
running around town, making
know.
sure that we
Mike
have
Ote,
what
I
we
fucking
need.
love that
Mike,
guy.
you're an all-star brother, and I can't wait for us to grow together and to turn
Doc.
this
Yeah.
into Doc and turn this into something that's not really out there.
I know, man.
Bring a nice little element of skit comedy and live news and great interviews, and let Seth has been bound by the ropes of radio and could only do so much with his rejoins and whatnot. I can't wait until this fucking guy can start adding a little visual element to this show.
He already put a scarf around his microphone.
I know.
Like
I thought that was kind of weird. Like he even put it on a stand. He just kind of, he just kind of gets a little axle on.
Yeah. Okay. That's the show.
That's this fucking show.
We're gonna bring more skits, more little bits, more commercials. Now is the time to get to fucking work. Now is the time that if you want to reach out to us and fucking get on board with what we're doing, now is the fucking time. Because I swear to God, this is.
We'll see how
the
many
future.
times we can say fucking your ad. As a matter of
Fuck
fact.
you.
That's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna curse through your entire spot.
Lifetime fucking roofing. James fucking Carlton. CBD fucking boutique.
Canvas boutique and dispensary.
Fuck yeah, that's exactly. CBD.
They're paying for this. We'll give you a week free, guys. We're figuring
CBD,
it all out.
Canvas boutique and dispensary. Fuck yeah. Okay. Truman's and motherfucking Soulard. Okay, baby. You love us. We want you to love and love everything we got going on. And I hate shit too, and that's fine because sometimes you gotta fucking pound some shit. Okay.
Oh, he's getting off on one. Listen.
But love is the main thing. I can